Welcome back, everyone, to Team Name Pending. Right as you are served all of your drinks by Quinn, this very buff orc woman walks over to your table, and she leans over, and then she looks at you and she's like, "So, y'all must be the ones who Swindling Fingers sent over here."
Yes,
Hello to you too.
that person who sent us, yes.
Mind if I sit here?
Yes, I do.
And she sits down.
It's
Carrizo-
a free country, I think. Last I checked.
Carissa at this point has pulled out this like weird, like pound of meat. I guess it's kind of triangular in shape, and he's starting to like work on it.
Mm.
And just to describe her, she has curly hair as well, kind of like Liam. She looks to be maybe
Yeah.
in her
Mhm.
mid
My
40s.
God, no.
You can see her muscles are comparable to Morthok's.
Damn.
And then she looks at each of you and she's like, damn, nobody told me that there'd be 4 of you and there'd be already muscle in the team.
Well, then
Catch a
clearly
lot
we
of
don't
people
need you
off
here.
guard that way.
What did Morthok say?
So we tend to catch a lot of people off guard that way. Helps with keeping the upper hand, if you will. And he'll extend a hand out to shake, and he'll say, "Morthok, I assume you're Malakash, I believe I was told."
Malakas,
Correct
or
me
you
if
can
I'm
just call me Cass for short if you want.
Cass, that sounds good. By the way, when I go to shake her hand, it's gonna be like a steely grip. He's definitely trying to get he's trying to get a sense of.
Yes.
Are
Like-
you like rolling strength against each other right now? Is that what's happening?
Listen, if
What
you want me to
other-
roll intimidation and or persuasion,
Who wins the handshake?
Oh,
the
yeah.
handshake, yeah.
Okay, I want you to roll a d20, just a flat d20. Plus your
Flat
strength.
Whoa, well,
That was a d12, I think.
That's a D12.
also,
Yeah.
I clicked the wrong button. I clicked a D12, so you want to
click-
just take that anyway?
No, just roll for your strength.
Roll
'Cause
for
we
my.
need a-
So
we
you
need a-
want me to do a strength roll?
We need a better we need a fair roll. That's what we need. 16. That
16.
is not bad.
Mm.
Oh, okay. So I already played it in my head. What I'm imagining is she does this slight smile, and then you look at her. The hands grip, right? And then the camera is just zooming in on the hands, and you can just see the shaking,
Lines.
the shaking of the hands. The veins begin popping out. And then basically you're all just staring at it. Everyone's just like, wow, this is a very long handshake. And then
This
you,
is
s-
not.
you see the tips of her finger begin to go pale, right, from the lack of blood flow. And then she lets go and she's like, very nice to meet you, Morthok.
Nice to meet you as well, Cass.
And the rest of your
My
team.
brain currently has such like grumble more energy. I want to just go like... I have to keep myself from like saying things right now. God.
Just type them out privately to me, and then it'll be like you said them.
Yeah. I have a friend who would have said A, B, and C to you.
Well, what was the password? Boy, I wish Grumble was.
Man, I miss Grumble. Must.
And who are the rest of you? I have to work with you. I'd like to know who I'm shouting at when a knife is being pointed at my throat, or worse yet, needles being stuck into my mouth.
At this point, Morthok will nudge Kariza a little bit because I'm sure he's like so absorbed in the meat.
Yep. Just
Newbie, introduce yourself.
hey, name's Carrizo. Sorry, I got a little caught up here. Yeah. Hey, you hungry?
Don't mind if I do.
What order to drink?
And she walks behind a couple of tables. She grabs her drink and she walks over. Having some of the strong wine.
And
You, sister?
Liam.
I don't get to meet many. And she looks at you. Liam, like secret.
That's the one.
Quiet. Interesting. And then she looks at Mira.
Mira?
Nice to meet all of you. Well, I know this place like the back of my hand. I was stationed here before the victim was stationed here. And apparently I'm being restationed here. So if you need any assistance.
You sound thrilled about the prospect of being back here.
Boy, Skyjuice is the most exciting village I've ever been in.
I agree. That giant fish person? Oh man, this just sets the mood.
Oh, I'd rather go to his village than be here.
To each their own, I guess. At this point, Morthok will put one of the needle that he has on the table, and like slowly just slide a little bit forward. And so, we're gonna talk about this at some point.
Yeah, we can talk about it now while he's making food.
Can I do a perception check? Do I see anybody that might be any patrons that might be slightly too close, or someone who might be cocking an ear in another direction?
Yeah, go ahead.
Pan over to Carrizo, as that said, and he's starting to like summon like arcane rice and like some other stuff.
Arcane
As long as there's no
has to
vegetables.
be is a band name. Totally a band name.
Arcane rice.
Go ahead and okay, 6. No one seems to be paying attention. It's most probably what you tell everybody as well.
So, while the food is getting nice and cooked, what's the somehow I don't think a land dispute or a neighborly tussle would warrant making somebody literally eat a bag full of needles. I suppose it sounds like they didn't want this person to talk. And a spy without a tongue is, I know he'll say spy like a side, like a spy. Without a tongue is it's kind of a useless implement.
I'll be honest.
I feel like somebody knows, or at least has a good idea of who our victim was.
I'll be honest, with that point, I didn't think that far. I was still on the field that it might be a dispute between the farmers, but...
Oh, there's a dispute, but I think why the dispute exists might be a little deeper than we think.
I agree.
Which, and he'll glance around again, which, if they know who he was...
Are you suggesting
I'm not saying you didn't cover your tracks well enough.
Ooh.
But we are 4 pretty conspicuous people who stand out.
If you are
He looks over at Carrizo cooking a giant piece of meat.
Some loud chopping starts. Like...
Not subtle.
If you're right, however.
Perhaps. I
that
know
means
we've
I might
been.
be next.
Well, my only concern is we've been told that we can get rooms at this inn here, but perhaps maybe there's some other place we can set up a base camp somewhere a little less conspicuous.
We could head further up south. There's
Just a
some
thought to consider.
There's some forests there. We could camp at the edge.
Are you telling me you don't have a place around here?
Not anymore. I moved out.
It's very interesting that our employer would not provide you with
I'm
some
supposed to be
place
staying
stay.
Place
here.
to stay?
Oh, you're staying at this inn too. Isn't that convenient?
Mm.
This is
Isn't
the
it
only visitor
just?
lodging here.
I dare say once we get over to this person's house, we might know more. We can make a decision then. How's that meat coming along?
Great. Almost done.
Almost.
It takes 10 minutes, so let me know.
I feel like that chat was 10 minutes, let's be honest.
Yeah, I think it was slightly more than 10 minutes actually.
Okay. So yeah, it's
Carissa got distracted during this.
Yeah.
He just had to restart the whole thing.
yeah.
Waste the meat.
No. So yeah, he's got a couple different plates set up of different types of sushi prepared. So like rolls or with just the fresh. And he passes like a couple dishes around. It's made from there was a Kraken tongue. Chopped it all up, and it was hard to get. Hope you all enjoy it. But also, it's a little magically enchanted. I've been working on this.
Well, hopefully the magic does something for the taste.
Why don't y'all go first?
I added it to my spells, Josh. So you can see the spell there. It doesn't give the name of it. So this is Carissa's Adventurer's Appetizers.
Ooh.
Oh, that's an awesome name as well.
Yes.
I need to
That's
update
great. Nom nom
Uh,
nom.
I need to update the name.
I
So-
thought I did.
Yeah, I think
Or
I need
does
to
it-
update the name. It's cool.
Okay.
We'll do it in post.
Sure.
What are the magic properties that the Kraken tongue provides?
A creature that consumes gains several benefits. The creature may make a save against all disease or poisons currently affecting it.
Ooh.
Advantage against effects that apply poison or frightened condition. Resistance to poison damage. And its maximum hit points increased by a d10. And it gains the same number of hit points. Yeah.
Everyone.
These effects last for 12 hours. A creature with these benefits can reroll a wisdom saving throw, but no matter the result, they lose all of the effects. So it's like trade in all of the effects for a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, we'll just have everyone increased by 7 HP temporarily.
Ooh.
So just add that in your.
Oh,
You'll see it
God.
in the temp
Somebody help me
section
with
there.
math.
You don't need
It's
to.
7 more than what you currently have.
If
Yeah,
you look,
but I can't do the quick
wait.
math.
If you look,
Okay, sad, I'm okay.
wait, if you look below your hit points, there's plus max.
Mm-hmm.
You can just type 7 there. Is what I wanted to
Oh,
say.
okay, I thought you actually had to change it. Okay, that's
You,
cool.
you don't need to do extra. math.
Oh,
That's cool.
Ooh,
Then you can
snap.
change your regular HP to be that.
Yeah.
7 as well.
This is my
Love to
attempt
see
at
it.
half Heroes Feast.
Yeah.
That's nice. Like I would totally, I could see that and then Heroes Feast like stacked on top of each other because why not?
Because
No,
why
I
not?
didn't think. No. So there's no point to have both
'Cause one
because
will override the
Heroes
other.
Feast gives you like immunity to everything that this gives you resistance to. It's like
Yeah.
you would
Okay.
only Heroes Feast instead of this.
It's
But
just, I suppose it's just like the image of it to me,
Yeah.
right?
You have the appetizer first, and then the real meal.
yeah.
Yep.
So I'll have Cass also eat some of it. I think you have enough for
Yes.
Okay.
this
Yeah.
party and
And I will
So-
offer the final 2 servings. It'll probably be like a mix of different types of sushi.
What
to
kind
the-
of implement do you give us to like eat this with?
Oh, none.
Oh, yeah.
Use your hands.
Oh, we do. This is like, "Ah,
Use
okay."
whatever you want, but he just eats it with his hands.
yeah. Apparently real good
Um,
sushi needs to be eaten with hands anyway.
Well, there you go. Nom nom.
Maybe there's some magical soy sauce also. it's a magical meal. But
Okay,
yeah, he
so-
hands the last 2 dishes to Quinn. Or when calls her over. It takes an hour to consume, so I'm sure she'll be around.
She,
Is
yeah,
it?
she
is it-
passes by, she
okay.
collects it, and she thanks you, and she's like,
Mhm.
if it's real good,
feel free
my
to-
husband's gonna ask for the recipe.
I will try to share. It was magically created, so I can give you the fundamentals though. If you have the regular stuff, it'll still taste as good, but not enchanted.
It's not magic.
Feel free to consume, sell. Thank you for the space. Yeah.
Okay,
Kinda lost his voice
so
there for
grabbing one and just like putting one in our mouths. What does it taste like?
Is
What
it
is
delicious?
Kraken tongue?
Oh.
Texture,
I,
taste.
yeah, like
Salty?
I imagine a little salty, like it's not escargot. It's salmon eggs.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
caviar.
Fish roe?
caviar. Thank you.
Mentaiko.
It tastes like caviar.
So
Nom nom.
People with rice and like hints of other stuff, like maybe a little sauce in one and a little avocado in another. You know.
Ooh, fancy.
So Cass continues the conversation in the midst of eating. She asks, so are we staying here or are we camping near the forest?
Well, if we're staying here, we're definitely gonna have to take turns on watch. Which I guess wouldn't be that much different from camping in the forest, but
I would prefer staying here, I think.
I mean, we have comfortable beds here.
And we're closer if anything happens.
that's fair.
And if we make enough noise, the guards will come.
Should we go inspect the rooms?
Sounds
I know
good.
mine's fine. Do you want to share rooms?
Where is your
or-
room
are
in
we-
relation to? Well, I guess we don't know where
Our
our rooms are.
Oh, true.
well, and then she looks around. There's one other visitor, and he's leaving tonight. So all the rooms are ours. So you
Hmm.
can pick the ones right next to mine, I guess.
Who's this other visitor? How long have they been here?
And points at this half ganassi, half human. You see the skin is a bit pinkish with a tint of blue. Just passing by. Rice cellar.
Hmm.
How long have they been here?
3 days.
Well, 3 days is
All right.
certainly fairly recent. I mean, this body was discovered a while ago, correct? So I doubt they
Couple of weeks apparently.
they probably have
Alright.
nothing to do with it. But just keep an eye on until they're actually gone.
Agree.
Good call.
Are y'all getting individual rooms or
Well,
bunking
I was gonna say,
together?
are we bunking?
But whatever's paid for, I think. I don't think we're
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
additional rooms.
I don't. Yeah.
You have all 5 rooms.
More than individual.
All right.
I mean, unless anyone want to share.
Feel free to leave your stuff in your rooms. Just pick which ones you want, and I think we should make haste and look at his house. If
Think
you
so,
haven't
too.
gone there already, have you seen his body yet?
We've seen the
So
body. Morthok was gonna pocket the needle again because he's taking it with him. Let's go see his house.
We'll kind of just get up, get away from the group and try to get Quinn's attention for a second. And just ask, Quinn, I'm not sure if you're in charge of rooms and such, but I have a need of laundry.
Laundry?
Yes.
Yeah, we do have a service here. When you get to your room, there's gonna be a basket there. Just put the clothes there. I'll pick it up in the morning.
Thank you. And then I will get back to the group. Just slink away during that whole discussion, right?
Yep. And then Cass stands up. That was very delicious, Carrizo. I can feel my muscles growing bigger already.
That's the first time I actually got to try it out with the full ingredients. So thank you for saying so.
And she's like flexing, and she's
I
like,
hope you all enjoyed.
I didn't know Kraken had so much protein.
Morthok, show her your muscles. Do it too. You're stronger.
Morthok will not flex when he gets up.
Damn it.
Yeah, I am. Oh my god.
We will not have a full Metal Alchemist scenario going where
Come
like
on. I feel like
they
it's the only
bend each other
way.
through muscle.
And she's like just checking herself out as she like slowly walks out. All right. So you all start heading towards his house. You see the mayor outside talking to the elder outside talking to some other citizens. And then she sees you all and she points in the house, and then she's like, bedroom. Feel free to check the whole place. And she looks at Cass and she's like, oh, I guess I can leave them in your hands. And Cass nods, and then the elder heads back to her office. And then, yeah, you enter. This house has been cleaned. More like put in order, right? In case someone else wants to purchase the place, or if family comes back, they don't know, like, just never talked about family. So, yeah,
Nice place you have here.
Nice
cozy.
Can Morthok look around? I know like my perception here, or is it, I don't know if it would be perception or investigation, but can I try to perceive if it would look like there was maybe more than one person living here? Was there anything that gives it away?
Yeah, go ahead. Make a
Can I
perception
give
roll
like
for that.
everyone inspiration?
Yeah.
Just,
Bardic
like,
inspiration?
Yeah, bardic inspiration for literally I think the three of you. I'm just gonna
Oh,
say.
nice.
So what is Bardic Inspiration gives me? What is that? Just extra on the roll, or
It's a D8 whenever you want to use it
okay? So
for 10 minutes.
so add a D8 to that then.
Mhm.
Where's my D8?
Is there like a yard in this place?
No, it's just a hut
Also,
among other huts.
since this is an ability check, you can re-roll. You get advantage essentially on the D8.
Well,
You can roll twice, choose the better one if you need it.
I'm good with a 7 on the
18.
D8. 18 total.
Nice.
He has been living alone. You look at the desk. A lot of writing has been done. One thing you do notice is that there seems to be an empty bird cage.
Mm.
Yep.
You had a pet? I'll come over and look at the cage. Gone now.
Anyone else want to do anything else in this house?
Mm. Can I read those pieces of paper?
Yeah. At first, it seems to be messages saying like, "Dear Monica" or something, like some kind of cheesy love letter, right? I'm not gonna make you roll for this because yeah, you read through it. Then you start to notice that there are kind of like pips and dashes hidden in the
Ooh.
message, and you realize it's thieves' cant. It's something that only you can speak here, that the other three cannot. So lucky that you were the one who
wow.
asked.
Nice.
Nice.
Good thing you picked it up.
Yeah.
It's also because I, as a person, am too curious and want to be in people's business.
So it says stuff like Sir Swindling Fingers. Rice production seems to be in order, and rice with inverted quotes.
Ooh.
All is in order. And then dash his name, press. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all all of that information.
It's all guised under like, oh, my
they-
love, I miss you, my love. From
Safe to
they
assume
doing
then.
drugs.
Safe to assume that whatever bird was being used to relay these messages is gone. I assume that he used the bird to send these, so that would explain the cage.
The rice must flow.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Mm. I don't know.
Should
I wanna look
we
at.
go check?
I'm going to cast
bedroom.
Detect Magic like a
Ooh.
good wizard.
Do you have the material components for detect magic?
There are none.
Oh, there are none. Oh wait. Oh, it's identify that requires the pearl.
Yes, I also have the pearl now.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing last season.
Yeah. I was trying to remember what it was. So with detect magic, at first you walk into the kitchen. You start looking around. Mundane in the office with the birdcage. The birdcage itself seems to have residual conjuration magic. Seems to be wearing off already, or has deeply faded beyond use. You walk over to the bed. And everything seems to be in order. And then you notice this small little necromantic energy. It's at the is at the top of one of the bed head. You know, the bed.
Those things.
Yeah.
The knobs.
The knobs. Yeah.
I don't know if that's the actual name.
It's
but
hidden
I know what you're talking about.
inside the knob.
Inside. Um.
Hmm.
Uh. Yeah. So. Karizo's gonna like go to the knob and be like, "Hey, one second, guys," and he'll like cast Chill Touch, but because it's like the object here, he's just trying to like rot the wood around. I assume it's wood.
Yep, yep.
He'll try to rot the wood around it to see what's inside.
So
You could have asked one of us to break it.
I'm just gonna say, like, I'm gonna take off one glove and like hold it to him.
Get out of here! I guess.
So we see the
Sorry,
spectral
sorry.
hand just grab and claw at the knob, right? And you just see the wood.
He's got his two hands and then like ghost hands
Yeah.
working at it.
Ooh.
I'm just imagining, like, as the fingertips touch the knob, you just see the wood instantly rot around the fingers, right? And then as you claw away, rapidly rotting the wood around the knob, you see what appears to be some kind of effigy made from rice grains.
Hmm.
And there's like a needle stuck in what you would assume is the face of the effigy.
Hmm.
Does the effigy look like him, or is it just like a person? Is it
I
like?
mean, it doesn't have the detail to look like someone,
Okay.
but it's humanoid, like effigy.
Hmm.
Have I heard about something like that in stories?
He'll hold it in his hand and be like, "This, yeah, this has some necromantic energies in it."
Ooh.
He'll like lie it on the bed.
Make a history check, Mira, with charisma.
Ooh.
Morthok will once again pull out the skull and turn to it. You got any ideas?
But what? Wait,
Not
what?
the skull.
Listen, the skull is a character now, okay?
I appreciate the skull. What was the skull's name?
Igor.
Eagle. Let me write that down. Conversation.
So, Mira rolled a 16. And so with a 16, it looks like a cursed object. I wouldn't say you necessarily heard stories, but you've hung out with Aling Rosa enough to know a cursed object when you see one.
Careful, Parizo. That looks, well, cursed.
Am I able to put it on the bed?
Yeah,
Throw it.
you like drop it on the bed.
Yeah, place it. But yeah.
Whatever. You can safely assume that whatever you've had to do, whatever it was intended to do, it has already done it.
I assume it had something to do with the guy and the needle tongue. Can I remove the needle?
Yep. So the moment you pull the needle out, the rice effigy rapidly rots and turns into ash.
Is the needle magic still?
No,
Oh.
The magic just goes.
gone.
That's no longer magical, it seems.
Hmm.
Is there like a side table? He'll put the needle down. Side table.
Is the needle similar to the needle that Morthok has?
Exactly the same.
Hmm.
And Cass looks and she's like, "First, or protection?
I would just. It looks more like something meant to harm to me.
Definitely doesn't look like something you would use to protect yourself, given that we've found the victim with a bunch of needles in him.
Eh,
This might be the way they did it.
Cass, do we know about any magic users in this town?
there's 2 people, I guess. The doctor and the priest.
And was this true a month ago, or when the body was discovered?
They've been the same
Were they both
doctor and
here?
the same priest for years.
Hmm.
Oh, I would suppose let's start with the doctor. Needles.
All right.
Yeah, fair point.
But before we go, can Morthok will want to check under the bed?
So as you begin to squat and look under the bed,
Oh no.
there's nothing there.
Hey, George.
Yes. I love
God
it.
damn
Always
it.
worth checking.
Mira slowly turns her head and looks up behind her.
And you see
And then leaves the room safely.
the best,
The end.
best farmer trophy. Yeah. So, doctor,
Yeah.
okay,
What time is it now
I'd say
in this
it's
place? How long
like
have we been here?
just after lunch. You arrived maybe around 10 a.m. So it's around 1 p.m. ish now. And then she leads you to the clinic, I guess. Inside you see a human woman. Looks to be in her late 30s. Currently mixing some herbs together, grinding it with the what in mortar? What is it called again? Something in
I have
mortar.
no idea.
Mortar and pastel.
Mortar and pestle. Yeah. And yeah, grinding some herbs. She has glasses on. She gives strong like flow vibes, but older and more human, less Ganassi.
So it's like Flo with like Groucho Marx glasses on.
Yeah.
It's like the same actor, but like with glasses and just like
you ran out of budget. Yeah.
different hair, like a wig.
She looks up. She's like, "Hey, Cass. Hello, Cass's friends. Anyone injured
Hello.
or sick?"
Well, somebody was definitely injured. Not us though. What do you know
start
about the?
ritual
What do you know about the
casting,
body
detect
from
magic.
murder?
Okay.
Yeah, while he's doing that.
You must be the team sent to look at everybody.
Seamless sending.
From my observation, the needles go all the way down, possibly past his throat, all the way into his stomach. I did not notice this, but 2 days before, he said that he was having stomach cramps. I gave him some charcoal and told him to come back a few days later to see if it helped.
Well,
Interesting.
no problem. That's them.
So, I did not realize that he I don't know, 8 needles?
Seems unlikely, but can't rule it out just yet.
How else may I help?
And Morthok will just kind of glance around the shop. Do you I don't know self-respecting doctor will admit to this, but do you know possibly anybody around here who might have at least a passing knowledge in necromancy?
Necromancy. I mean,
Let's just say we found something that points in that direction.
I personally deal with enchantments and herbology.
Inside check.
And then go ahead and make the insight check. And then she
Yeah.
looks down for a moment. She's like, the priest, I know there's a bit of necromancy in religious sects. He did use gentle repose to keep the body fresh. That is a necromancy spell, I believe.
I guess we'll have to pay them a visit. Just a quick question before we go. Were you Doc, were you called to the body when they discovered it?
Yes. I believe Elijah was the one who called the elder, and the elder passed by my place to call me after hearing that he was injured. So we were the second and third person at the scene.
And so I know it was kind of all detailed out, but I want to hear it from you. What did you find when you got there?
His body was in his bed, but we realized that there was a problem when there was a strong stench of iron, which I immediately knew was blood. And his entire bed was stained with blood pouring from his mouth.
From his mouth, that makes sense. That's where the needles were, certainly. Was he actively bleeding when you got there?
I wouldn't be able to tell. There was so much blood in his mouth that you could see the pool.
So the blood was not stopped in any way. It was still very much blood, right?
Yeah, we only drained him when we understood that he was already gone.
Interesting.
The blood...
Let me ask, Doc.
Yes.
You said he had a stomach problem when he came to you. Did he have any needles in the mouth already? Could you see anything?
No.
So maybe he didn't eat needles.
When I checked him, I looked into his mouth, his ears. He had a couple of ulcers, but didn't look out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Well, let's hope the priest is as forthcoming as you are. Nice place you got here.
Thank you. It's hard being the only doctor for an entire village. If you have any extra medicinal herbs, if you head out, please bring them back here. I'll gladly purchase them.
Noted.
So, what is my read with... Well, I use my advantage with a 6.
Oh.
This doctor is so trustworthy and so genuine. It makes you just a little uncomfortable.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
So I'm getting creepy vibes is all I'm doing.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's just you that's finding it creepy. Everyone else thinks it's perfectly normal and fine.
Yeah.
You're being the weird one, to be clear.
Yeah.
You're being
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I guess to the priest.
I guess we're going to the priest.
Cass looks at each of you and is like, you head over to... It's not a temple. It's more like just a big single room with a shrine in it. And then you see someone maintaining it. This relatively tall, pale blue-skinned, wearing robes person with hair that looks so slick it looks like there's a lot of gel. Upon further inspection, you realize that he's just a water ganassi and his hair is just always wet. And then yeah, he seems to be cleaning the pews, wiping it.
I'll let Cass go first.
And she
That they
looks at
know who this
you.
person is.
She's like, his name is Brother Martez. Like, ask him what you want to ask him.
Okay. So, stroll up the... Hello, Brother Martez, was it? Sorry to
Yes,
interrupt your cleaning of the pews here.
May the blessings of the Ocean Bearer be present with you.
Thank you.
Whom may I
appreciate
be
that.
of service to?
My name is Morthok. I'm here on behalf of my employer. We're looking into the... I assume you know about the murdered man that was found here not long ago, a couple weeks maybe.
May the Ocean Bearer bless his soul.
Were you present when they discovered this poor individual, this unfortunate soul?
No, I was only present after they had understood that the body was no longer living, and they had been informed that there would be investigators coming, so I performed preserving spells.
I thank you for that. That makes my job a lot easier.
Please thank the Ocean Bearer. He is the one who provides me with this power.
I'll make sure to do that. What do you remember when you were sent to cast these spells on this body? What condition was the body in at that time?
Fresh, as if the blood had been drained already.
But yet he was bleeding. I was led to understand that he had a mouth full of blood, as it were.
You're right, it is quite intriguing, is it not? It's as if all the blood had been drained from the inside. Truly a horrible
Certainly looks
sight.
that way. And can you tell me more about this spell that you used? What does it do exactly?
It is a simple, gentle repose. It extends the lifespan of a body, keeps it from rotting. I believe that the ancient ones, the stronger clerics of the past, used to use this spell in order to ensure that they could potentially revive their friends. But that level of necromancy and life replenishing magics is difficult to maintain and obtain.
I can imagine. What would you say would happen if this spell was, let's say, hypothetically, was cast on something that wasn't quite as dead as you all thought? What would the effects be?
Literally nothing. Does not work on the living. Only rot.
Does not work on the living. Okay, that's good to know.
It's quite a basic spell for many priests. We usually use this to prevent rotting on bodies, especially for those with family who are far away.
And how long does this spell generally last? I mean, the body's been there for, what, close to a month? Have you had to refresh it at all?
Yes, indeed. I need to cast it at least once every 7 or 8 days.
And when was the last time that you performed this rite?
And he starts looking at each of you and it's like, I cannot help but feel like this is a interrogation. I had recently.
We can call it that if it
performed
makes you feel any better.
I had recently cast it 3 days ago. That was when the last cycle ended, and twice before that, on a weekly basis. And I will cast it again in 4 days, should you require.
Well, let's see if we'll see how far we get. This unfortunate victim, did you know him personally before his death? I'm assuming being the only sort of priest I can sort of see it. Are you the only priest
Yes, I am.
in this village? I imagine you get to kind of get to know everybody then.
He was not the religious type.
Mm.
Would you say that is that not common here?
Most farmers are reasonably religious. Pray for crops. Pray for fishes. Pray for rain.
And you're saying he never came to you to pray for anything? He never wished for more rain?
Not that I know of. But there are enough of his colleagues who would wish for rain that the ocean bearer would be satisfied.
Interesting. Well, I'm sorry to take up so much of your time. I can see that you're dreadfully busy here. Unless my colleagues have any other questions, I think...
Nope, none
done
from
here.
me.
I just wanted to insight check because obligatory insight check, and I got a 5. So I have to ask, what is my read on this guy?
Why is everyone
What
so
is-
trustworthy? Why?
No, I feel like one of us should also do it.
I'm doing the customary detect magic.
I mean, if you will allow people. then
Did I
other
find
than
anything in
me.
the doctor's office? Also, I guess I should have asked before we left. But
Some medical herbs.
Mm.
Yeah.
no effigies. Probably not gonna frisk them for any magical items they have. But
it's not gonna be that easy to find who has the effigy.
necromantic effigies. I wanna
Made of rice,
maybe,
yeah.
Just
maybe make a
frisking
deal out of.
a priest? Imagine.
So the priest has a on the shrine there is a magical dagger, but when you look at it there are inscriptions. It is ceremonial. It has symbology
What
of the
school?
Ocean Bearer. Appears to be, I would say evocation. If
Okay.
if it's something else, I'll let you know.
When this daggers held to the sky, fireworks shoot from its tip.
Yeah. Liam, did you want to make an insight check as well?
You know,
I'll-
actually, maybe not. I don't think. Oh, but I do have an advantage.
And I think you do have, but well, it would have been more than 10 minutes since Party Inspiration, I suppose.
Yeah, it's okay. I do have a young advantage. Hey.
Hey.
15. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, with the 15, he seems to be annoyed that you're asking these questions because he's been nothing but helpful. Right? That's his vibe. Like, I've been helping you. Why are you like? You could ask me nicely.
Oh, okay.
But it's very subtle. It's behind his monotonous voice. The subtle inflections.
Okay, nothing concerning. I
I mean, while we're here, like, Morthog's been talking to him, I guess, the whole time. Can I make like a perception check? Do I feel that he's being truthful in what he's saying,
That would
or
be
do I detect maybe a hint of?
that would be insight as well.
That would be insight. Okay.
Yep. I'll let you make one roll as well.
Let's give that a whirl.
Bad, not bad.
Yeah, same thing that Liam got.
Okay.
Yeah, with the 14, you got
cool.
the same thing that Liam got. And then he's slightly taller than you, Morthog, but he's like lanky. And then he looks down a bit and he's like, "Is there anything else that I can help you with, brother?"
Not at the moment, but you know, as the investigation proceeds, we might have some questions later if that's all right with you.
It would be better to question the other farmers who want his land, or big fish who came out of nowhere.
Oh, damn.
That big fish ran into a big fish on the way here. How long has this fish been here? This big fish
has been coming in and out for the past 2 months, making deals.
Any
in order to
idea
get food.
why?
The story is apparently that Big Fish is one of 2 elders of a large recent immigration of Kuatoa folk, fish and frog folk, apparently from the land of Verde.
Okay.
They wish to create a village here in Azul.
Any idea where?
About 3 days south from here.
Okay.
Do they have any interest in the rice trade?
I think they don't know what trade they want to get into. Rumors have it that they lived in caves prior to their freedom.
Interesting. And you said there was some neighbors who were possibly squabbling over the land of our poor unfortunate victim. Do you know who? Has anyone been more vocal about wanting that land than the others? I assure you, this is only going to help our investigation. We appreciate your cooperation. And if it's any consolation, we won't tell them where we found this information.
Ansley. He
Oh, that's a name
Seem-
that's come up before.
seems to be the most aggressive in wanting to take his land.
Hmm.
But he's been
I suppose it's pointless to ask if Fansley's had a problem with our victim previously that anyone knew about.
Ansley is very non-violent, I would say.
Is he the religious type?
Quite.
Hmm. When was he here last, if you don't mind me asking?
Earlier this week. 3 or 4 days ago.
Earlier this week. Ah.
Praying that they eventually decide to give him more land.
And he grows rice.
He was one of the 3, now 2 rice farmers.
And who's the third?
Elijah.
Ah, yes,
Hmm.
the man who discovered the victim. Oh, how awfully convenient that is. Thank you. That's actually very helpful. Thank you for indulging. I'm sure all these questions are probably a bit annoying, but I assure you, we'll get to the bottom of this.
I sure hope you do. Then he does like a hand symbol that's supposed to represent the ocean bearer, and it's like, may the power of the ocean bearer bear over you and your investigations. Bless your journey. And he's like mumbling to himself.
Morthok will
Rizzo
calmly,
tries to like
but,
follow the hands of like, yeah, do you too? And
And he takes a step back and continues wiping the pews.
That. Where to next?
And Cass looks at him and she's like, well, that was awkward.
that was awkward. I have a feeling that priest might know more than he's letting on, but we don't have much to go on there. I guess we'll have to visit his neighbors. Do we have time to do that now, or should we maybe go take a rest? He'll look up and try to discern what time it is, I guess.
It's midday, like 3.
Midday.
Right, and then Cass is like, they're most probably arguing in the Farmers Guild now.
It's a
I
good
guess
place
that's
as any
where
of
we're
you.
going.
Do y'all have any prime suspects?
Let's just say it's a target-rich environment. Any one of these people could have done it.
Well, I guess
Obviously, the
farmers-
magic nature of it narrows it down a bit, but hey, listen. Who wouldn't be the first time I've heard somebody hiring a mage to do some shady business? And he'll sideways glance at Carrizo when he says that. Yeah, we wouldn't know
That
anything
would
about
just be
that.
Crazy, no,
Crazy
no.
talk, crazy talk.
What?
Wild. I cast fire.
Yeah, I start
Oh,
heading
Fireball.
up the stairs again. The Farmers Guild is near Press's house, and then you see it's a relatively big building because they all want to. I mean, it represents a big part of the trade for this village. So you see, as you reach this, it's kind of like a barn, I would say. And as you enter, you see people sitting in around a large table. At the head of the table, you see a Earth Ganassi, strong-jawed, looking at each of them and says, "We need to firstly respect the deceased and then provide the relevant land to each of you to ensure that his crops do not die along with him." And then you hear another man shout, "But I deserve this land. I've been working rice for so long." And then the other man quietly bows in and says, I just want a bit more so I can provide for my kids, for my children." And you see another lady who goes, I would like to have a bit of this land as well. I wish to shift away from the corn trade and explore rice. I think having an additional prospect in this field will help our village survive. And then they continue bouncing back and forth.
Now, do we hear this from before we go inside?
As
Or are we walking in?
as you open the door, like that's the conversation that you hear.
Okay. Morthok's gonna try to like slip into the, like whatever. I don't know if there's seats in the back or if it's just a wall they could stand against and just kind of observe.
The rest?
Oh, same vibes.
Yeah.
Stealthy mode.
Try to hear the conversation.
Yeah, so it's really back and forth. They're just trying to justify why they deserve the land over other people, right? And then I think at this point you can kind of decipher that the Earth Ganassi is the guild leader.
Okay.
Yeah, looks to be more ambiguously gendered, and looks at each of them and tries to draw out on a piece of paper like the delineation, and then they keep drawing their own lines over their lines. And then
I'll lean over to Cass and ask, who are the actors here?
Leader Jordan. They've been professional. Before this, they had their own farm. They decided to move up instead of running the farm to run the people who are running the farm.
Quite a pay increase.
Loudmouth is Ansley. Yeah.
Not
you've
surprising.
heard a lot about
Was?
Ansley. Man with the kids.
I'm gonna assume the other person there is Elijah.
Elijah. And the new player there
I don't know who this woman is.
is Danny. She runs corn.
And again, this will be very quietly whispered, but do any of them know about swindling fingers?
Nope, not that I know of.
None of them have been maybe approached to be on his payroll.
I've known Elijah and Ansley for a couple of years now. Never suspected a thing.
I'd like to start walking towards them after hearing that.
They pause and they look at you, Mira.
Is it, excuse me, but I don't think it is time to distribute his lands. There is suspicions about his murders that we need to clear up. Afterwards, you will be free to dole out his land as you wish.
Jordan looks at you. This is for the temporary arrangement of who will ensure that the rice does not die.
Then I don't see an issue with that, gentleman and woman.
And then Anzi looks at you.
Divide it for now. I think that what matters is what happens afterwards.
If they divide it evenly now, they're gonna be too lazy to change it.
Well, here's an idea. How about you all keep the land as is and just take turns? Surely.
Turns.
Not too much to ask. Just make sure the crops don't wither. That's all.
Jordan, is it?
And then the Earth Ganassi looks at you. Yes.
Can you create a written contract for these people that you will divide this after suspicion about murder has been cleared from all members present here?
Terms
See,
of renegotiation.
I have been trying to say that to these three, but they refuse to split the land evenly until further information is provided. I told
So
them they
Morthok
should-
will, at this point, waltz up to while he's talking, and will put a gloved hand over the, just kind of slam down on the paper. Gentlemen, I assume that you can all see the wisdom in not bickering about this now. My colleague here has suggested that you split this evenly until we figure out what's been going on here. I trust I won't have to repeat myself.
Oh, damn.
Can you make an intimidation check?
Yes.
Would things that I've said count as help?
Yeah.
Bardic inspiration?
No, I mean, if you still have it, I guess, but I don't think you do.
Yeah,
I don't think I do, yeah.
I just do actual advantage.
Oh, yeah, okay, you want me to roll the advantage? All right.
Roll it one more time. A 10 and a
What the?
15. Okay. So with a 15, they all like shut up because they're not fighters, they're farmers. They're built for endurance, not aggression. Right. Yeah, they keep quiet. And then Jordan looks
Right.
at you. And then
Great,
nods.
perfect. Off to a great start. Gentlemen and lady and Jordan, sir, I guess I should call you. You seem to be in charge here. We'll want to question you all separately about our recent friend's departure, if you don't mind. That I'm hoping that won't be an issue for anyone.
We
Yes,
expect to be finished with our interrogation within the next week. After
Jordan.
this, you can come back and bicker some more.
Yeah, Jordan looks at each of you and offers, well, if you wish to speak to everybody separately, I can provide space. We do have meeting rooms here.
We'll start with a group chat and then we'll break away as needed. And he'll point over at the hey, loudmouth there. What's your name again? I'm sorry.
Ansley.
Ansley, very nice to meet you. My name is Morthok. And you, point to the second gentleman there. Your name?
Elijah and Ancheta.
Speak up.
Elijah Ancheta.
Oh, Elijah, very, very nice name. I used to know a guy by the name of Elijah. And Miss, you're a new face. I was informed of these other two names, but I don't know yours.
Danny Rodrigo. I'm in corn, but I want to expand into the rice business.
Is this a recent hobby that you're picking up?
I was friends with Press, and Press told me that he wasn't going to stay here long, so...
Oh, Interesting. Okay, well, introductions. Like I said, I'm Morthok. These are my friends here, and I'll gesture towards Mira, I guess.
Hmm. My name is Mira.
Mira.
I would like each of you to describe your relationship with the deceased. And I
100
look at
words or less.
Ansley first. I look at Ansley pointedly.
Ansley looks at you. We were competitors. Friendly competitors.
How long
Press
has this competition been going on?
Press came out of nowhere, but he proved his worth and deserved the land that he owns. It's only fair.
I'm like scared to throw insight now.
Yeah. Then he nods and he just says, "Yeah, and it's only fair that someone as good as he takes over."
I mean, listen, that seems very rude of you to suggest that these other farmers here are you saying that Elijah would not be able to grow this rice as well as you? Or you're saying you're better at this than they are?
And he
I would
rubs
like
his face.
to like pull out a feather and like just put it on just my hand with it on Morthog's back and just say, I think what do I say actually? Whatever, I cast a spell, enhance ability on, and I'm gonna give him Eagle Splendor.
What does that
Which
do?
means he gets advantage on
Fancy.
any charisma checks for
Ooh.
Hmm.
Then Ansley
an
looks-
hour.
Nice.
Damn.
Danny's corn business. Elijah's more concerned about taking care of his kids than the rice, which is fair. It's a noble pursuit, children. But I love making rice.
I'm
What a weirdo.
your dedication to the craft is admirable.
Go ahead.
Can I just cast that spell on myself for wisdom checks real quick?
You'd be using a second spell slot, and it would wear
Oh,
off.
it's a concentration spell. Never mind. Okay, fine. I'll use
No.
it normally.
Yep.
I believe in you.
Oh boy.
Go
Okay.
ahead, make that.
Fuck yeah! 22!
Nice.
Hey, we love to see it.
He is very passionate about rice. He
That's right.
the respect for the respect for Press is legitimate. They were not friends, very clearly. They were competitors for sure. What else are you trying to tease out from this?
See, I want to know if the like friendly competition was
Less than friendly.
because he said like less than friendly in some ways. I mean, I'm kind of just putting this out now, just listening to the conversation between him and Morthog,
Mhm.
right?
So the things that you can definitely tell are they were competitors. With your insight and just reading the room in general, they would not actively sabotage each other,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
Because it would be detrimental to the entire village, right?
Alright.
But they most probably did not help each other. He most probably did not help Press.
Okay.
Hmm.
Can I make a check? I want to make an Arcana check to see if he's like magically inclined to like rice.
What?
Is he compelled to like rice as much as he is?
I'm not gonna make you roll, but it's
Okay.
Oh my god.
all natural.
All natural.
Damn.
All
Oh
natural.
man.
He just loves making rice.
Just loves rice so much.
Truly passionate about rice.
Hey.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their thing, you know.
What's the next?
That is true.
the next plan of attack for the party.
Oh, I think we didn't really get a response from Elijah, right?
Yeah,
And
so
from
yeah,
Dan.
Elijah's
About his relationship to the deceased. That's pretty much the question.
Elijah's like, neighbors. He would often bring food for my kids. He makes a mighty fine stew.
Mm.
I mean,
You seem to
we're all
be-
neighbors, so
A family, man. How many children do you have in your house?
one daughter and one son.
Look like a proud father. I'm glad to hear.
That's
glad to see
lovely.
it.
How you said you're neighbors with Press. How far apart would you say that your residences are? What I'm trying to say is, did you hear anything on the day
See
that they found him?
anything?
See anything? Hear anything?
It's a good distance away. We don't really see each other's houses from our houses.
I'd imagine, yeah, with farmland being in between, yeah, I could see
But
that.
I was up early one morning and I realized that he wasn't doing his usual rounds. I chalked it up to him waking up late, but when I finished, he still wasn't out yet. So I went to check
How would
his
you know
house.
that? How would you know that he wasn't doing his? How would you, for example, what if he'd gotten up early and done all this before you showed up? What made you think that he wasn't out performing his normal rounds?
We don't usually come out before the sun is up. It's cold, makes the rice wheat brittle. I prefer to go when the sun is up and everything feels alive. When the sun hits, you wake up.
This might be a silly question, and pardon my ignorance. I'm not a rice farmer, obviously. My trade is somewhat different. Was the rice, and this was a month ago, I'm talking about, obviously, when you found him. Are the crops ready to be harvested? Then was he tending to them? Was he getting ready to reap?
I just want to make clear to everyone watching, I have no idea how to farm rice.
Hey, listen, me neither.
You could tell us a lie. I'll believe you.
Yeah, I'll believe you. Like you can make up anything.
This
Listen,
is for any
it's just-
potential rice farmers who watch this show.
It's fantasy rice. It's like
Fantasy rice.
spice.
It's fried.
Or
It's
just
not
name it
scientific
dice.
rice. It's plot rice. So
Yeah,
it
exactly.
is
Yeah. Rice,
exactly as ripe or harvestable as the
yeah,
plot
yeah.
needs it to be.
Elijah mentions it's not reaping season yet, but maintenance, keeping the crops ready. Jordan here is very nervous because reaping season is coming soon.
And would you say, like, when you say maintenance, what does that entail exactly?
Bugs mostly, sometimes fungi.
Okay. Are there any bigger
I think
animals?
that'd be entertaining.
Yeah, you think so? Are there any bigger pests that you have to contend with?
Once I saw a spider that was, I swear, as big as my palm.
Scary stuff.
Wait. I didn't know if it was poisonous.
Well, you're alive, so
Yeah.
I wasn't bitten, so.
Well, smart man. And then Morthok will look over at Danny. So, Danny, do you live nearby? Are you neighbors with these gentlemen as well, or do you live somewhere else in the village?
So the cornfields are about 15 minutes down that way.
Okay, and
I mean, Jordan dabbled in rice and corn before as well. Yeah, we keep them separate, so very clear delineation of where the different crops are.
And wouldn't that make it kind of difficult for you to also maintain these rice plots if they're not adjacent to where your corn plots are?
I'm just a small corn farmer, so I'm intending on selling away my corn fields to another one of the corn farmers.
I would like to just put down 2 insight checks, one for Elijah, one for Danny. And I'm going to say
I
just
believe
like
in you.
how they behave under, interrogation, pretty much. Like
I don't want to make you
pressure.
roll. I don't want to make you roll repeatedly the same check for everybody. We'll just take your natural 20, okay?
Yeah, that's a good roll. Yeah.
You don't need to tell me now. Just like I'm watching them pretty much. Just get to it whenever.
Yeah, I mean, so far no one's like lying. They seem genuinely truthful about the statements so far.
How nervous are they about being just questioned by a giant,
Yes, see, by more imagine.
muscular man with a giant sword?
All of them except Jordan are nervous.
Oh.
Is there a market in town? Where do you sell your goods to? He kind of says to everybody, but looks at Jordan.
And yeah, Jordan replies with, we have ships that come by. Mostly they collect rice and corn and fish from our village and send it to the main city up north. There is Big Fish, who also comes by and collects a couple of bags.
A question
Do you
for you
have,
then. But go ahead.
Numbers from that market? Sales and stuff?
Yeah, I keep track
That we
of
can
it
go
all.
over, perhaps? Okay.
We can
Perhaps
totally
when
go
you
in
have
the
a
office
moment,
later.
prepare those numbers.
And on that line of thinking there, how do you divide the profits? Do the profits go to a guild and then they get distributed out? Does each individual farmer get a cut from what they sell? I'm just trying to get a clear idea of how the hierarchy is around here.
So I collect a percentage. It is the, let's say, communication fee. I'm the main arbitrator between the farmers and the ships that pass by. That it's my job. They get paid.
So, needless to say, if somebody were to be bypassing you and perhaps dealing with somebody else, that would be a bad thing, right?
That would be considered a breach of the Farmers Guild contract. Yes.
Ooh. Wouldn't want to breach any contracts. Those can end badly.
Yeah.
Tell me, it was the last harvest that you've had was the numbers there? Was the amount of rice what you expected? Was there anything out of the ordinary with the last crops that you received?
Last season was a bit lower than expected, but I attribute that to the slightly less rainfall.
I hear our friend didn't exactly pray for rain all that much.
Press?
Yes, that's we spoke to the priest here. He said he wasn't a very religious fella by the sound of him.
Perhaps. Don't. Yeah, perhaps.
Well, hopefully the numbers that you have will give us a clearer picture. I think at some point, unless my colleagues have any questions, I think we're probably gonna, like I said, we're gonna question you all individually, if not right away, but over the coming few days.
You bring up a good point though, Morthok. Speaking of praying for rain, are any of you religious? What are your religious affiliations?
Ensley looks at you. Anything that will improve my crops. Of course I pray. I don't know if it works, but if it does, then I have to do it.
You don't know if it works. Man, I gotta say, this is the first time that somebody has professed faith in such a manner.
I don't know if that's faith though. That's not believing it works. That's hoping it works even if it doesn't.
Oh, I agree with you. It's very strange. I've never seen somebody be this fanatical about something that possibly works. Usually people are very convinced these things work.
Ansley's god is just rice.
Yeah, he don't. If there was a rice god,
there's a minor deity somewhere that he just created with his dedication to rice.
By the way,
he
so
has a shrine in his house.
Morthok and Carrizo's back and forth, Morthok is just trying to suss out if Ansley's getting angry or if he's getting a little more uncomfortable with them just kind of keeping him off balance.
Is getting antsy.
See?
Oh man!
I wouldn't say.
Can I make a medicine check if this man's all right? Like,
he's obviously.
Why do we
rice
always
fanatic.
get so sidetracked with these random?
obviously, this man is a little weird.
Fanatical degree.
100%.
I'm just trying to like poke all the holes, see what might be there.
See what shakes out.
And hey, being weird's fine, but I just want to, cover all our bases.
We need to know what we're dealing with at the end of the day,
Yeah, and Ensley's very like, he just wants to be the best.
Is he on something?
Hey, maybe he is.
Because the rice quotes has me wondering about drug trade. So
you know he's on. He's on
rice.
He's on rice.
Homie busy grinding up them rice there at the back.
Yeah, it's a fine white powder of rice. He's
like Scarface, but with a mountain of rice around him.
Snorting grains.
Say hello to my starchy
coughing
friend.
and choking and just like grains. Like, I shouldn't have.
Oh, I would. Meanwhile,
Jordan,
the actual killer is killing everybody.
Probably.
Yeah.
Jordan, do you have an institution you should go to ask about local laws and its enforcement?
Local
Their
laws?
enforcement. Yeah.
You could talk to the elder.
You-
The elder deals with crimes in general.
Do you, as the local leader of the Farmers Guild, report to anyone? Is there a larger Farmers Guild?
Not really. We're quite
Just curious.
insulated.
What about your relationship to the elder? If let's just say hypothetically, if the elder decided something you didn't like, are you free to say no?
She's always open for discussion. We do not need to agree.
That both answers
but
and doesn't answer my question.
We had disagreed before, but we're both cordial. Work is work, personal is personal.
Okay. Well, as I said, unless my colleagues have any more questions, I think we'll figure out a way to question everyone individually. Is now a good time?
Well,
I wouldn't want to keep you all from your very busy
From your eyes.
crops. crop tending.
They look at the contract, and then they've all signed.
Okay.
They're obviously not tending to rice right now, so
Well, tell you what. Let's. I'm gonna start with. Ansley, since you're very keen on this whole rice business. Do you mind if we talk to you in private?
I have nothing to hide.
All of us together?
That's good. Yeah, all of us together. And I think, I don't know how long this might take, so if the rest of you wish to go about your business and we can find you later, that's okay, unless anyone has any objections.
I trust you will remain in this village for the duration of this investigation.
Yes.
Before we go, I don't know that Elijah or Danny answered my question about religion. Just
They haven't yet.
Ah, yes. Go on.
Elijah looks. Yeah, in this village we primarily worship the ocean bearer. And he just smiles. Like,
who said that?
Elijah.
Okay.
And Danny's like, yeah, I go when I'm free.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I was curious. We were talking to the priest earlier.
Just taking notes. So I guess do we break to an adjoining room, or
Yeah, Jordan, where's that room?
where's that room at?
I need to leave for a few minutes, so I'm just gonna get sidetracked with Rosas talking in my head.
Nice.
Yeah. Jordan leads you to a side room. It just has a table and 3 chairs in it. And I will leave you to your business. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Ansley. And then they walk away.
I look forward to hearing more about rice.
Maybe I should have left you to handle this.
All right, sit down.
It's not too late.
Yeah, Enzi sits down. So
is there a door I can close?
Yeah.
Okay. So make sure that no one else is in the room. So, Ansley, how long have you known your friendly competitor?
He came into the scene roughly 1.5 years ago. I think 2 years. Feels like a long time ago. Before that, we had your friend, Cass. I don't.
And was Cass the one doing the rice farming?
Yeah, no, he says I don't fuck with Cass.
Yeah, large orcish woman like herself definitely would not be someone you want to mess with. Quite a grip. Who had the land before Press? Who was running the land before Press? You seem to have been here for quite a while yourself, so you must have known the previous owner.
And Cass was the previous owner.
Cass, okay, making sure. Good. Just want to make sure our facts line up here. And when Cass left, how did Press come to this land? Was it abdicated, as like we saw today? Did she purchase, or did the Press purchase it? How did Press come to be the owner of that land?
They had a separate contract. Jordan was the arbitrator.
Okay. Boy, that must have made you feel some things. I'm sure you wanted the land back then too. Did you not get a say in perhaps buying some or all of that land yourself?
I do not steal land, and
I didn't say
Cass-
steal. I said buy.
Cass reasonably sold it legally, contractually.
Okay.
Hmm.
But she didn't want to sell it to you? Did you perhaps approach her at any point about buying the land?
I believe in letting people show their skills first. Press was competitive.
Okay. And you said Press was good at growing rice. Would you say that the rice was up to snuff?
Indeed, he
That's my next question.
is the one who pushed me.
Great minds think alike. Great minds think alike.
And fools seldom differ.
Never.
He is the one who pushed me to be this great.
Okay. So you besides your friendly rice rivalry, which is a great way to phrase this kind of debacle here. Did you have any other problems? Or, I'm sorry, maybe not problems. Did you have any other disagreements with Press? About something perhaps not rice related?
And he stares and looks around. I don't really do anything else.
I've picked up
Of
on that,
course
yes.
you
But
don't.
perhaps maybe you didn't like his attitude, or maybe you didn't like his politics, the way maybe he went about his business. Other than the actual rice growing, did you interact with him much at all? I mean, you had to. You're neighbors, are you not?
I hated that everyone loved him. Even I loved him. Huh.
Okay. Well, I mean, some people just have a magnetic personality.
I wanna insight that to make sure.
Oh.
Like, is he just saying that to like
Just say
throw
it.
off
Oh.
suspicion?
Go ahead.
21.
21.
Good roll.
Yeah, he's so genuine about it. It's sad.
All right.
Shame.
Shame.
What is? I'm like trying to find out what's wrong with this guy, but the problem with this guy is he likes rice too much. I'm like, that's-
Oh yeah.
That
No
is the problem.
But where's the secret? Like, no, there's no secret. He just likes rice a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Ansley, I'll be frank with you because I don't wish to insult your intelligence or take up too much of your time that's unnecessary, but you do have to understand that from an outsider's perspective, from our perspective here, you definitely seem to have quite a bit to gain by not having a friendly competitor. You do have to see that, don't you?
More rice? Then he
More land for rice. That's certainly the least of the benefits you could be getting.
and at this point you see like a bulb of enlightenment. And then
All
he
I'm saying is,
realizes-
you're. I hate to say this, but you're one of the primary suspects. And I'm not saying you did it, by no means. But anything you could do to help us figure out who did would definitely be more favorable for you. Hard to grow rice if you're being accused of murder.
if
It's
I
hard to suspect someone else who doesn't want more rice so much.
if I discovered who killed Press, or if I find out any information, you can guarantee that I will inform you.
Oh, okay. I'm
On
glad that
one-
you're
On one
willing to
condition.
help so well. Yes.
Oh, conditional information.
Oh, damn.
What's the
What's-
condition?
You put in a good word for me and Jordan,
Yeah. Can I roll
Sure.
deception?
Do you mean insight?
What? No, I want to deceive this homie. Like, yeah. Oh wait, but don't you have? Don't you have? Hey, yo, you gotta do what you gotta do. Snaz, don't you got that 1 hour magic powers?
I do.
For
So
the.
I will try to convince him that it's in his best interest to
I mean, my deception is
cooperate.
nice,
Yeah, you can roll a deception. I believe more thought does.
So wait, so what does the spell give me? It's on all charisma checks.
Every charisma check you make, whatever it is, you have advantage on.
So wait, but deception doesn't count as charisma check, right? Or does it?
It is.
It
is.
is.
Okay, so okay,
It
I roll with
is.
advantage. Got it.
Nice.
I should have rolled. I should have rolled that damn.
Do you have that bardic inspiration?
With an 11, he looks at you. I should roll, to be honest.
Okay.
You have disadvantage on your next
One.
roll.
Is this the time for the
was it
one?
I
advantage or
call botch.
disadvantage?
Yes.
I call botch right now.
Okay. Botch. It's a 1.
Botch is fine. Yeah.
He looks at you.
I'll go with botch. Yeah, sure. Why not? Botch that roll.
Yeah, he looks at you. He's like, yes, deal. And he raises his hand.
Okay. Morth will grasp it, perhaps not as firmly as when he shook Cass's hand, but you know, firm
The
enough.
most useless time.
The
to
man
use it.
dies.
I want him to explode.
Oh,
No.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so Ansley, thank you so much for being so helpful. So, and if you do discover anything, I assume to come to me or come rather to any of us first. I don't mean that you should go behind anyone's back or anything, but we definitely would want to know if you discover anything. And then before we wrap up here, you are neighbors with, or were neighbors with Press, I guess. Your houses. We already heard from Elijah that he doesn't actually. They don't really get to see each other much other than when they're out in the field. Did you see anything or hear anything on the day that Elijah said that the body was discovered?
Our houses are about the same distance from each other, so we usually meet on the rice field. To be honest.
And were you out that? I assume that you were out that day.
Yeah. I usually compete with Press. Like make sure I'll wake up on time. Who wakes up earlier? Who finishes? Like removing weeds and.
So what you're telling me is, you did not notice that he was not out tending his fields, but Elijah did. Elijah was more observant than you in this scenario.
Oh, what? I noticed that this was gonna be my opportunity to finally beat him.
Damn.
Interesting mode of thought.
It does sound like the competition raised your productivity in a way.
When you put it like
Are you
that.
gonna miss it?
No.
Yeah, what'll happen now that you don't have this great competitor?
It's not my motivation. I love rice. That's my motivation. Press improved
Are you
me,
gonna miss
but I am
the
peak.
competition of it?
Of course.
Tell me, hypothetically speaking, if you found out that your friendly competitor was subverting the rules, perhaps cheating here or there, not just you maybe, but cheating everybody, if he wasn't maybe exactly being the person you thought he was. What would you do?
I'll report him to Jordan.
Hmm.
Would that be the first thing you did?
Yeah, we all have contracts.
Would you confront him about that first?
Hell no.
Non-confrontational. I like it.
Have you needed to report him in the past?
And he like slowly shakes his head. And he looks down and he's like, sadly, no.
This guy.
So, everything, at least to your knowledge, everything was above board. He didn't, he wasn't, involved in anything shady. You have to admit, man turns up dead. People start to ask questions.
I know one
Maybe
thing.
he got in with the wrong crowd.
You're right. I know one thing.
Oh.
And he looks
I'm
around.
all ears.
One of his letters dropped in my house once. I think he has a girlfriend.
Hmm.
Do you still have that letter?
I slipped it back under his door.
But you read it first.
Oh. Didn't know a man could be so raunchy.
Hey, some people love rice.
Some people love rice, some people have other preferences.
How did this letter get delivered?
People just saying things out.
Does someone deliver these letters, or are they delivered by some sort of animal, bird maybe, carrier pigeon?
He used to have like a raven.
A raven.
It slipped out of his message pouch. I've seen it.
What happened to that raven?
No idea.
Looks like we have a missing persons case on top of a murder.
Missing birds case.
Yes, let's go with that. Listen, some people enjoy their birds so much. They're basically part of the family. You're saying you haven't seen
Basically,
a bird. You haven't. Let me put it this way: since his untimely end, has his mail has stopped. No one's sent him anything. He hasn't received any more letters. No one's come around. Mysterious women didn't come around maybe to check on him. You say he might have a girlfriend.
Serious women.
His eyes widen.
What, Monica?
His eyes widen, and he's like, Cass came back. And he's like, he looks like he's come to a connection, and Cass just rubs her forehead.
But no one else. No one other than our Cass here.
And
Does
he
my
shakes his head.
insight roll allow me to determine this creature's intelligence score?
Cass,
He's a smart guy.
I didn't know, Cass. I didn't know you were such a cunning linguist.
And then she looks at you, and then she like, you just see the vein popping in her head.
Careful there, newbie. She'll break you in half.
And then
But
And then,
friendly banter aside, how in the month, or I guess in the weeks since the discovery of the unfortunate individual, has anything else weird occurred? I mean, obviously this whole situation is weird and strange, but have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary aside from the fact that one of your competitors is dead?
I know Ansley, Press had been having a stomach ache for a while.
Hmm.
Yes.
How long is a while?
Yes.
Couple of
How long
days
is a
before he died?
while? Has anyone else experienced any discomfort? Is there maybe something that's going around? Bad
Something
fish,
in their
maybe.
eyes?
I mean,
Bad fish.
Sometimes
Oh no, he's the big bad fish.
the body doesn't like some foods and it hurts.
Hmm.
But you haven't seen you haven't noticed that there's been other people complaining of anything similar. Just trying to rule out.
Yeah, he just shakes his head.
Okay.
Hey,
Yes.
what can you tell me about Danny? Or corn?
Yeah,
Yeah.
corn and rice are
How's-
not exactly the same crop. That seems very
How's
A
the
big
corn
jump.
trade doing these days?
I don't know.
It's not rice, right?
You don't walk by her place any time and more or less corn? No.
Don't really care about maize.
Hey, you're a man who frequents the church out of hopeful necessity. Do you see her at the church often?
I think she's gone before.
And what about Elijah? Do you see him there?
Oh, he's a ocean bearer boy. He brings his whole family.
Yes. He cares about his family very much. We've noticed. It sounds like you're obviously not perhaps as convinced on the faith as everyone else. Is that fair to say?
I mean, I just gotta pray to get more rain, right?
It's completely a transaction for you. Don't worry. I believe me. I know how that is. I understand how that is.
And honestly, all hail, you know.
What?
So,
He nods.
So I'll tell you right now. Thank you for being so willing to answer all these questions. And I know some of these are going to sound weird, but we are trying to get down to the bottom of a murder that occurred several weeks ago. Information is spotty at best. Unless my colleagues have any other questions, I think we'll probably be ready to let you go. But, and as Mira reminded everyone else, I don't think I need to remind you don't go too far. We might have some more questions as things develop.
don't skip
make
town.
sure,
We're really good at finding people.
Make sure you
I don't
take care
think
of
he gonna leave his
your
rice.
third of the new rice, right?
This homie will
Alright.
stay there even if he was the murderer.
Are you done with the interrogation?
Well, Morthok's done. I don't know if anyone else has any
Yeah.
other questions.
Yeah, for him. Yeah. I do want to take a moment to talk to the team before we get another person in here.
So,
Do a huddle.
A huddle, yeah.
go ahead, have your conversation.
All right. First of all, that man's banged a rice, right?
There's something happening there.
He,
Maybe it's something in the rice?
I'm starting to think that rice is a euphemism for something else.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
jokes aside, there was the thing in the letter, the rice.
True.
But I think my main suspicions on Danny currently. Someone getting out of the rice game is she needs to move out of her corn crops probably. I'm considering taking a look at those crops. If they're rotting or whatnot, that might be a motivation to make a space in the rice business.
Absolutely.
Secondly, if corn stonks are down, rice stalks are up. You know, that might be a reason to get out of the corn and into rice.
That is true.
Which is why I want to look at the guy's books on those prices. I think maybe she's trying to make a connection, make an opening there. I could see that being a good motivation. Secondly, the priest had a ceremonial dagger of some sort. It was magical. I didn't look into it too deep, but her not being able to show up to church, or not showing up to church, able or not, might have soured the priest, but lowering her crops, which is really why I would like to take a look at the crops.
You want to steal the knife?
No, but who knows what the knife does? But he's a man of magic, and with a magical implement, who knows what he can do to the crops with the rain? Or maybe if it rains, maybe it doesn't rain as much on the corn, you know, because she's not showing up to church.
Well, there's one way to find out what the knife does. We can steal it and figure it out, or we could just go in at night to do a quick little ritual on the dagger. It seemed to be on the altar, I think. I don't know that he puts it away at night, but yeah.
Seems to me like we're missing the fundamental question here. Cass, perhaps you can shed some more light on this. Swindling Fingers never really told us what it is that his spy does for him, other than report information. But I know you occupied that role previously.
On the outside, we farm rice, and we have to do it well. This is a prime location for storing and smuggling goods between the city and in Nasul up north, and the rest of the region to the west.
I suspect that smuggling was a thing.
What kind of goods?
Do you really need to ask, young lady?
I mean,
anything specific to this region, though, that wouldn't necessarily be common?
Well, this is the mid location between Maron, up northeast we have Violeta. This is the spot where all of them pass by before going to the west. So anything from the eastern regions.
And what better way to smuggle something than in bags of rice, yeah?
Exactly.
Rice, quote unquote.
No one's going to check 100 bags of rice. Just give them 3 actual bags of rice.
I can totally believe that. That's. I know I wouldn't want to. Well, I don't know. Maybe Ansley would want to check all the bags of rice, because, boy, he's all about that rice. But
I feel like he's more production than, you know.
Maybe, but
at the market.
What are the chances that he perhaps? I don't want to imply that Swindling Fingers' operation isn't up to par, but what are the chances that somebody like Ansley would discover that perhaps there's other things than rice being shipped?
I would like to say unlikely. The rice is stored in this building. We usually do the switch on ships.
And Jordan isn't aware of this either? Are they in the dark about what's going on?
As long as the rice sells. Sometimes the rice sells for more.
What I'm asking is, does he get paid off to look the other way? Or is he unawares as to what's going on?
He won't know. He never goes to the ports.
Excellent.
No reason to. Doesn't help with the rice.
That still leaves us with 2 other suspects, and
Just to be clear,
Not to
he
mention
was
the
not
priest.
this
Yes.
fanatical about rice when I was here.
so this fanaticism
Maybe he
is
done-
recent.
Frisk told
Maybe
me
he
that,
tasted some of that extra rice that y'all was smuggling.
Press told me that he was running a prank to fool our neighbor into loving something too much, and it worked too well.
Thank you.
Well, definitely worked.
Well.
It still doesn't make any sense that unless he found out about the operation, I don't see him going so far as to stuff somebody's insides full of needles to get them silenced. I feel like Farmer would knock somebody over the head, maybe throw him in the rice fields. This seems a bit too overhead for somebody like him. There's something else that's involved here. I just don't know what it is yet. Might be something with the priest though. I guess we'll have to interview the rest of the folks and see what goes on. Do we want to do that now, or do we want to take a rest?
I mean,
What's the time there?
It's still 3-ish. We've been talking to
Ah.
Ansley for like half an hour.
Okay. Should we go find I guess Elijah's the next person to talk to. We can probably find him at his home, I'm guessing. Seems like he wouldn't stray too far.
And then Cass looks. So Carrizo thinks it's
Danny.
possibly Danny.
I'd like to take a look at Danny's crops. I don't really have too many suspicions about Elijah. Obviously, he found the body. You know, it could be a self-report.
Do you have an idea, Morthok?
Like I said, it's unfortunately this round of the interrogation didn't really produce anything specific. It could still be anyone here, but I suppose while it's still daylight outside, it might be a good idea to inspect the crops now before it gets dark.
Mira, do you have
I'd like
any
to do that before we
suspicions?
answer her. Maybe get our own intel on the crops and then corroborate what she says.
Who do you think it might be, Mira?
I'm not sure yet. I mean, we haven't questioned you either.
Liam?
That's true.
I think we're missing someone. I don't know who, but I don't think any of these people, especially those rice crazy. I think we're missing somebody. I just don't know who or where to start looking.
I feel like
Cass, may I ask where you've been stationed before we came back?
up north city.
Alright, thank you.
A lot more fun than here.
I imagine
How long
so.
have you been working for Swindling?
Working.
SF.
I'd say at this point maybe 25, 26 years.
Old hand.
Damn, how old is Swindling?
Oh, a lot older than he looks.
And
I'm
he don't
sure.
look the greatest.
Yeah, let's say I don't have. Let's say I have a good reason to continue working for him.
Don't we all?
Don't we all?
Rizzo's like,
That's
I was just like, straight up just look at all of the three of them. It's like,
More valuable than the mercenary money that he's most probably paying each of you.
Well, you have to understand, as a mercenary, money is very valuable to me.
Used to be like that, Morthok.
Well,
Yeah.
save that conversation for later. But we should go. Should probably go make a look at those crops before it gets dark.
So as you exit the meeting room, you see all of them like sitting around the table. Ansley being sulky about not getting more than 1/3. And then Danny stands up. She like nods her head. She's like, I wish you the energy stops. And she starts coughing. And then you see a needle drop
Oh,
out of her mouth.
loud! No! No!
And blood on the table.
Stop it now.
And we'll end the session there.
Ah, Josh.
Of course, it's a cliffhanger. Dun dun dun.
Wow.
Rhorik was on to something. Let's go look at those crops. That's I like it. It's a good place to leave a cliff.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
Damn.
It's a good cliff.
Yeah, it's Danny's coughing out needles.
I like this cliff. It's a good cliff.
All right.
So as a player, I personally think it was Professor Plum in the observatory with the lead pipe. So I'm putting that out there.
Makes sense.
After this arc, we all should just get together and play actual Clue.
Oh, I do like
Clue's one of the few old games that is actually a game.
Yeah, and not trying to ruin lives and relationships.
Are you implying that Settlers of Catan ruins lives and relationships? Because if so, you are absolutely correct.
Yes.
But the thing I like about Clue, as opposed to like games like Monopoly or whatever, is that it's a lot less like RNG dice roll dependent, and it's like way more dependent on who you're playing it with.
And you're
It still kind of is, but like it is very like there's things to deduce. There's information that it's like actual
And there's a clear
strategy
end.
deduction. Like you have choices to make about things you ask people, and whereas
So join us
Monopoly,
next
just
week.
roll, see what happens.
For
Yeah, but
D&D
also
Clue.
Join us next week as we play D&D Clue on Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
chat. Don't believe them.
Yeah.
We'll be back in I think 3 to 4 weeks. Actually,
We're actually we're off for next 2 weeks, I believe.
Wait,
Oh really? Oh wait, I didn't know.
Oh wait.
Oh shit. Right.
Damn it.
no! I want the secrets.
Okay.
So-
Okay, Joshy.
I'm going to forget
Joshy,
this all. Good thing I wrote a bunch down.
Good thing
Yes,
I wrote everything down.
I'm going to just throw out now DSD. Anyway.
next week.
All right, called shot.
Anyway.
It was the priest with the knife in the farmhouse.
Listen, I've been wanting to steal that priest knife. As soon as Josh said there's a priest knife there, I said, maybe I need to just swipe or no swiping that knife. Can we rob him? Imagine robbing a priest.
Listen,
Wait,
I'm pretty sure we're gonna have other problems.
If the ends justify
next
the
time.
means, then it's fine. But if we rob a priest and he's legit, that's bad.
but on the plus side, we get a super cool knife.
That's
I
true.
mean, I feel like we return the knife if he checks out.
if he checks out,
We
though,
have
what
to
if-
undo at least a percentage of the bad karma that we would obtain.
Can't we just give him some rice? Call it a day?
No, he's not Ansel.
But we give him swindling fingers rice.
Oh my
You know what
god.
I'm saying?
Oh, we're just drug the priest.
For a cool knife, listen.
Hey, let's bring him closer to God, you know?
Yeah.
Before I forget, everyone, could you add 750 experience?
I mean, I sure can.
Wait. Oh no.
Gladly.
It's for the
You said I can press
fixed-
plus.
Sorry, what do you do to quick add again?
Josh, I made a mistake.
What?
I think I did the exact same thing the first time I did that, Panda.
It made it 0, and now I can't.
And then I forgot what my number was immediately, and I wrote my number down now.
Josh, you muted yourself. How must I know now?
What must I do?
Help me.
Can you hear me?
I think it was 8. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
I might be lying.
So
Okay, how do I 750 plus carry the 2?
See, this is why I just use a calculator.
yeah, you
But
can
I
just,
don't have. Oh, please help me.
You can.
8. Oh wait, I can just do it on Google. My bad.
Yes, Google. Google is our friend.
I'm so stupid. Okay,
It's a,
there we
I
go.
just got about 10,000.
Yeah.
I'm kissing 10,000. I'm close, just 50 off.
Hey, it's my 10,000. Get out.
Don't go
Are
flirting
we-
with me.
Are we hitting on numbers now, and not just characters?
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't see that.
I'm voting Snazzy
Big count.
for heading most of that investigation.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't see the poll though.
You have to leave the bad cop to do the investigation. You know.
You took
Good
They
away
was-
the
comeback.
additional vote ability.
Just saying, like, you know. like,
Try
you know,
refreshing,
in case.
because I've had that before where I couldn't see it, but refreshing fixed it.
Is Josh muted on stream? We can hear him.
yeah.
He might be muted on stream.
Maybe.
Oh, no, he muted everywhere.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I don't know
I
why
hear
my hotkey has been clicking for some reason,
Oh no.
Because it's hot.
even though I'm
Hotkey.
not clicking on it, so it feels weird. Congratulations, Snazzy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm back in anywhere.
Snazzy gonna
between-
use that inspiration to punch the fish man.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna
telling
definitely
you.
just punch a fish man. Especially if I
One
find
punch
out he had anything to do with it. Yeah.
Intensifies.
Bunch of
I
fish.
just want to let you know that this character was created a long time ago. He
The
came
fish
from
man?
The fish man, or
the fishman.
Nice.
He's
oh
from,
great, I
Damn.
get to punch something ancient. Excellent.
He's from the other campaign because they freed the Kuatoa from a cave that had been closed off,
Oh,
and they
cool.
never knew the outside world. So
Neat.
That's
Cool,
so
cool, cool.
cool.
so there's like
I
300.
like that he knows tongues.
Yeah.
I also like the idea that tongues, like, even though we can hear them in the language, it's still, like, not great because it's still trying to translate.
It's like shitty Google Translate.
Yeah, poorly translated Google things. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. That's it for today. Did
Wow.
anyone? No, I don't think anyone leveled up yet, right?
Nope.
No, we still
Yeah.
got a long way.
I
I
just
gotta
leveled
wait
up to
to go.
5.
Okay. While you
Ways to go.
while you tell everybody where you are from, tell them who you think is most likely the murderer, and let's go with Snaz.
Hello,
Oh no,
guys. Hello. Hi. Hi.
Oh no.
For
Wait.
my name is Snazzy. I'm ooh.
I'm fixing
I
it.
just saw it. I just saw it on stream too. Like it's half of me's there, but it's my good half, so it's fine. Right? It's my good half. Guys, hello. My name is Snazzy. What they call a variety caster on Twitch. Stream every weekend, basically Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're doing a bunch of stuff right now, including trying to slog my way through God of War, doing Deathless Sekiro, and a bunch of other stuff. And then we do our normal gunfly every Saturday. And I personally think that we have not yet met the killer. I reckon it's not any of the people in the room, and we have not yet met the real killer. And they did it using the needle, because that's obvious.
Speaking facts.
Facts.
No prank.
And I'll throw it over to Snow.
Oh boy.
To Snow.
Really?
Yeah. Hello.
Hi. How you doing? Alright, my peeps. Name is Snowchickenlord, also known as Snowch. You can find me over at twitch.tv/Snowchickenlord, where I paint minis, create D&D stuff and other tabletop RPG stuff, and paint minis. Someone is asking what a macroature is. It's a big mini, is all it is.
Oh, it's not a miniature,
fancy.
it's a macroature.
Yes.
It's a very big mini.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna grab something like the newest thing that arrived.
Ooh.
Sorry, give me a second.
Ooh, no, I want to see it. I want to see it.
If you are a fan
Hey.
of Mass Effect, you might recognize this.
I do.
Garrus.
I'm not even a fan
Very
of Mass
cool.
Effect, and I recognize that.
Nice.
I can't hear you, by the way. That's not even.
That's the best part.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
That's true.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's something I do. And otherwise, I don't know. I play some games sometimes. Barely nowadays. I'm trying to find a new schedule because I have no idea what my schedule is going to be starting next week. I personally am going to say it was me all along instead of actually guessing.
Wow.
That would be a hell of a plot twist, though. If
That would be so juicy. That would be so delicious.
Alright. Panda, would you like to take it away?
Hello. I'm Pandati on YouTube. I do a whole bunch of stuff. This month I'm playing spooky games. If you know me, I don't really mess with spooky games. So it's gonna be a whole bunch of fun. Yeah, which way is the socials? I don't know which side it is. Y'all will know. And then I think, yeah, I'm with Snazzy. I don't know who the killer is yet. I don't think we met them. They're hiding like a snake. That's all I'm saying. Rhorik.
So, hello, I'm Rhorik2, Master Detective, as no one calls me. You can find me over at...
Put on jazz right now. Wait,
you can find me over at twitch.tv, Rhorik2. I'm also a variety streamer, doing more Minecraft, doing Temtem consistently, and then some other stuff. Demo day is coming up probably on Tuesday, where we're going to play a bunch of demos from Next Fest on Steam. At me if I should play anything in particular, and yeah, I'll finishing Deltarune soon.
Nice.
Yeah, lots of stuff. Hopefully more D&D stuff in the future. I kind of want to do some one shots. I keep saying that, and I've got some planned, but now I need to find people to play them
I
on
will
stream.
Play.
Okay, they're gonna be spoopy.
Never mind.
for the season. Okay. And I thought the killer was Danny, but now with Danny dead, I'm leaning
Whoa,
towards the.
whoa! We never
You're
said she
already
was
killing
dead.
Danny.
Well, I mean,
She's on her way. She's definitely on her
Alright.
way.
sure. So I think maybe it's the priest now. My eyes are on the priest, or someone affiliated with the church. Just because scorned religious leaders. I'm interested to see now more questioning about whether press went to church and whatnot. Maybe figure out what the dagger does. Maybe we do swipe or no swiping.
We're definitely
Dagger.
swiping, no swiping. We are definitely.
We stealing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
Cool. All right.
Wrap us up, Josh.
So, hi.
Who do you
Hello,
think the
everyone.
killer
Take us
is?
home. Yeah. Who do you
Hey,
think it is, knowing the
Yeah.
answer?
Who's the killer?
I know the killer is me, someone I created.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Wow.
You're not
You
wrong.
did kill them all.
True.
So, I like to do a detective thingy around this season. So, I'll run something like this in our D&D games around Halloween season. That's why this is happening. Tomorrow we'll
Fun.
be doing the end of the world. Snowch will be in
Nice.
tomorrow's game along with
Nice.
It's Vin. Every week we'll be playing a different end of the world. Tomorrow is zombies.
It's the end of
Next
the world.
week.
Yeah.
Next week I believe it's like gods, and then there's aliens.
Wait,
and
I will
there's
go look.
robots. Panda's doing it. So
Yes.
Halloween games we'll be doing
Hell yeah.
Alien Isolation every Thursday. Watch me cry, and yeah. Before we end off, I just want to have a quick ask. Do you like mystery stuff?
Yeah.
Mhm,
I'm actually reading a crime novel right now, to be fair.
Like, are you enjoying
Honestly,
this specific one?
I wish I would have known it would be more mystery early on, because I would have taken more notes early. But I started, I think, like halfway through actually getting into the note taking and the mystery solving. I was unaware of the genre we were in, and I'm like, oh shit, now I need to take a lot more notes.
I like
So,
that.
I did get into it though.
I like that. I made Morthok wear a black cloak, like unplanned. So now all he needs is a fedora, and he could be a 1940s investigator. Just
Or
Next time
the
you have
double
to have a
flap
black
hat.
and white.
yeah, exactly.
Your camera has to
Sherlock.
be black and white, and you must change your
We're just
background.
gonna
Oh.
start next session with like soft jazz, like played by Mira somewhere in the background.
Yeah.
You gotta give like monologue of what's
Yeah,
happening around you.
Cass will walk in and be like, "She walked into my life. I didn't realize what that meant until now."
Yeah.
If you
All of
She
us are just
blew it.
Oh my
looking at
God.
you.
She blew in like a storm,
Snazzy.
destroying the East
Snazzy.
Coast.
Snazzy, please write a monologue for next time where you like summarize what happened up to
All of
that
us-
point.
Fair. I'll do it.
Everyone else just looking at you while you're
Wait.
doing this monologue to absolutely no one.
Yeah.
Are you saying that next session's recap
Next session,
will,
yeah.
will be voiced by Snazzy?
Oh my God, can
Yes.
we? I can figure something out. I'll run it by you.
I can
Sweet.
write the
Can
script.
we do a weekly thing? I also want a voice.
Oh my God, that could be
That would
whoever
actually
wins.
be kind of cool.
Whoever wins MVP has to voice the recap for the next.
Oh, that's cool. I like that idea.
Previously
If we can get that to
on-
work.
I can write the script for you.
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah.
Bet.
Sounds good to me.
Then-
Well, okay.
yeah. Thank you all so much for playing. I'm glad you enjoyed this. I mean, I try not to do mystery too much because it gets stale if it's too often. But every now and then, I'll throw it in to mix it up a bit.
That's juicy.
In my defense, though, Rhorik, I did tell everyone to bring pen and paper today. Like, I didn't want to
Did.
reveal the
I
entire.
didn't
warned
know
us.
that it was for this, and I'm like, wait,
He
I've
warned
got
us.
this pen and paper.
All right.
It was good. No, it was
yeah.
good. I do enjoy mystery. I just was unprepared at the beginning. We're good now.
All right.
This,
ready to
the
figure
piece
it
of
out.
paper I've been
Ready.
writing on is just like a spider web.
It's the classic, like, yes, the main suspect has died. Like, oh, motherfucker.
What a twist, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited for next
Right.
session.
Yeah.
Where are we going, Joshy?
I basically
Where are we
already
going?
have the next session ready. Ooh. I think we will raid. Oh, there are 2 people I really want to raid. Okay. We'll raid someone
shit.
new.
Frog
So-
Pants.
House of Cthulhu. He's one of he does Call of Cthulhu and other TTRPGs.
Cool.
They're one of the biggest supporters of the project I'm working on with Vin, the Messenger project, which is a streamer-focused TTRPG. So let's show Cthulhu some love. And
Yeah.
copy that raid message. Let's spam it. And remember, who's awesome?
You're awesome.
Have
Oh.
an amazing
you are.
evening ahead, my friends. Bye.
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 Bye.